It's the NFL on EA Sports. And up next are the Texans' creative quarterback. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Texans and the Dolphins. And it's all up next on EA Sports.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins. Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Now Lewis selects to return it. And he returns this to the 22. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. Off play action, Pickett. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Pickett lost it, and the Texans scoop it. The big fella. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Now Lewis selects to return it. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. So Miami coming out for their second drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
Throwing on third down, here's Pickett. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Pickett will look to throw it here. And this throw's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Pickett. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Returning it is Moore. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
And they got the win, so I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
Let's be smart. Let's play ball. They can't stop us. Y'all got time. Let's go. Come on, baby. Get low. Let's go, baby. Come on, let's go. Let's dominate this. Play a little aggressive, baby.
Let's go.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The delay of game backs them up 5, 1st and 15. They'll look to throw here. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense for the Dolphins, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And fortunately, he's able to get this one back, so it is a 1st down. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. He'll drop to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. That'll give him 8 that time. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Pickett now on 1st down. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 more yards there, and quickly another 1st down. And inside give to Jones. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 13 carries, 53 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
From the gun on third down, Pickett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in his first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Ready.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Ready.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 5 from the 8. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. 6-0 our score after 1. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They're going to look to throw. Touchdown, Texans. DeAndre Hopkins, his 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to extend their lead. And oh, it's no good. For the 2nd time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will come out to the 25. It's Lewis going to opt to not return it. Miami's offense set and ready to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the...
Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
2nd and 3. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Well, we see him catch a few passes on the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball in a passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
It's a gain of 4, and it gets him to 1st.
Ready, ready.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted. Again, he'll drop to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
There's the option going left on second down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle, Jones. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Let's go, baby.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. On the move past the 40. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 34-yard line. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Jones again on 2nd down. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Trying with Pickett here on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete.
Nice job escaping the pocket. Boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
And his kick is indeed good, and that'll get the deficit back to 16. So the 3rd drive's the charm. They are on the board, albeit with just a field goal.
Yeah, 3 points from 3 drives. That's not going to win you a lot of football games. Hopefully the fact they're able to move the ball a little bit can wake up their offense.
Fielded just outside the goal line. Houston set to take over. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they got a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. So they'll get out of that completion, and that'll bring up 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And this will be a Texans first down as he gets it up past the 35. They go play action here on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Bush. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 2nd and 6. Shakes off the sack. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. Here's a handoff out of the gun. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. 2nd and 9 now. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 30. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Ready?
First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. Gets it up past the 10 with a nice move. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Pickett toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. 1st and 10, here's Pickett. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Pickett, he'll find Jones again, complete. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. This time they stay on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Here's Moore on the return. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
Here we go. Ready?
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. He's got it to the 43 here. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw. He'll find Reynolds over the middle. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. And it's the Titans on top as that one draws close to halftime. Kirk Cousins has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we'll head up to Indy to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting Jaguars.
The Colts trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they are in a tight one, all tied with the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be, but halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Nick Needham picks it off, and the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
Meanwhile, Pickett's throw finds its target, Dobbs. On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Looking to throw, Pickett. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Jones. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Jones. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Touchdown! Herb Smith Jr. from 3 yards out. And the Dolphins take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. That is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. Back to throw again. And the catch made by Hopkins. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. That catch, by the way, ties him with Anquan Bolden all time. He's now at 1,076 career catches.
That number's staggering, isn't it? And to accumulate that many catches, you have to have played like Anquan.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start with the option. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. The give is to Jones. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fielded at the 20. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Texans will take over. And now out comes Houston. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Looking to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he is going to have a Texans first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Brandon Jones picking it off. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting. Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. A give to Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Pickett. That's complete to Dobbs. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down with Pickett. Complete. Smith has it. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Down inside the 10, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Dolphins have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And for them right now, not a done deal. They are holding down one of the final 3 wildcard spots with 2 weeks to go. But you know, there are others, Charles, kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And Brandon, it's always worth keeping in mind, and I have to keep writing it down for myself. Remember, it's 7 teams in each conference now making the playoffs. So that brings more important games to the end of the season. So in theory, more teams alive for postseason berth later in the year.
48 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Back to throw here. On the slant, complete to Hopkins. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Reynolds with a catch out on the right side. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as
touchdown, Texans. Kadarius Toney, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Texans are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Elliott good with a PAT, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
So now here come the Dolphins. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Here's Pickett. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be different.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this fourth quarter lead.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. So they elect to pass there on the two-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Now Lewis selects to return it. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Holding, receiving team.
So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Pickett to throw on first down. Completes it again to Dobbs.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 43.
Pickett right back to the air again.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hill.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. First and 10, here's Pickett. Got Dobbs over the middle. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. And it's caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that cuts this lead down to 13. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans hands team recovers. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10.
And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
And it'll be intercepted.
Brandon Jones picking it off.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
Okay, ready?
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5, that's a whale of a game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Back to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
On the set.
They'll look to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Texans tack on another score as they have dominated this 4th quarter.
That's caught at the 1. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
Now Lewis selects to return it. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Pickett now on 1st down. Open net is Waddle, complete.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. One final shot for Pickett.
He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped in incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Texans, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Miami, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets.